Um, so last night I was scrolling through TikTok and a video came up on my FYP from, I think the creator's name is Solange Fingal. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry, girl. I will tag you in it, tag you in the comments. But the video was about memory loss after psychological abuse. So the video made me think about my own journey through recovering from psychological abuse, trying to regain my memory, trying to regain my confidence, all these different things. And I posted a comment about how I tried EMDR therapy, which is basically trauma therapy for people who have suffered from PTSD, CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And up under that, people had a lot of questions about EMDR, what it is, and how it felt. Like, what is it like? How did it feel? How the whole process feel? So I want to kind of respond to, I think it was Solara. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but you'll be tagged in it too. About her question about how did it feel, and what was the process like. And I started writing a comment and I was like, it's so much. So I'm going to try to not make this too long. But basically EMDR is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So basically it just helps you rewire your brain from whether it's a physically traumatic situation or a psychologically abusive situation. So just rewiring your brain, taking the negativity that was implanted in you or planted in you by someone else, and replacing it with something more positive. So you definitely have options. You definitely have options for EMDR. Some therapists kind of do it the traditional way where it's hour-long sessions, which, you know, if you're going to do an hour-long session, you'll probably be in the whole process of EMDR longer. For me, because at that time I was 43, there was just a lot of stuff that was holding me back career-wise, personally, all those things. I was like, let's knock this out. And so I chose to do an intensive. This particular therapist, she does like a personalized retreat where you're there for 3 to 4 days and you're doing 5 to 6 hour sessions. I ended up doing 8 months worth of EMDR. I would go once a month and my sessions were 4 hours at a time, which seems like a lot, but if you think about traditional therapy or any kind of therapy, by the time you spend the first 20 minutes talking about what happened that week, you blink good, you only have 30 minutes of your session left. So with this, it was nice to be able to come in, talk to her for about 45 minutes to an hour about what happened over the past month since the last time I saw her. What do we want to work on for that day? There were times where I'm sitting on the couch and she's sitting across from me. That I may be on the floor. I may have crayons in my hands. She would always have snacks. Like there was a full charcuterie board layout and, you know, all this other stuff. So she made it very comfortable, because you really end up mentally revisiting things that you absolutely forgot about. The thing that I did like about having so much time is the fact that there are times like she would ask me a question. I'm like, I don't know, I don't remember. She's like, just sit with it. And I had time to sit with it for 10 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes, and let I closed my eyes and I just let my brain kind of go through like my memory bank, and like things would come up from childhood that I completely forgot about, to be honest with you. So the way that EMDR works, it's about bilateral eye movement. So my therapist would just kind of use her fingers. It's like almost like hypnosis. Some therapists may use a light bar. Other therapists use sound or have you do like the butterfly tapping. Now let me say this: I am not a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I'm just giving you my experience. So if you want to look up like the actual scientific way that it taps into your brain and whatever else, by all means do that. If there's a psychiatrist or psychologist or mental health professional that wants to stitch this or whatever, you can do that. So I'm not claiming that I am an expert. I'm just letting you know what I did or how it worked for me. So if there was a specific thing that I wanted to work on, say like the lie or whatever was, I feel like I'm a burden. She would take me back or have me go back to, well, okay, when did you first feel like that? Or when was the most intense time and when was the most recent time? We had to do that for everything we were covering. And so it pretty much, for me, it was like my memories always started out in full color. Full color. I was like literally back in the scene. Like I felt like I was 6, 7, however, or 16, whatever the, you know, situation was. And the memory being full color. And as we're doing the process, she would tell me to close my eyes. Okay, what do you see now? And I'm like, okay, I see this person, I see that. And then like the color would the picture would slowly start to like bleed out. Like all the color was kind of leaving the picture. And so we kept doing it until all the color was gone. And for me, it became like a black and white sketch. And eventually the sketch went away and became like an imprint. So it doesn't necessarily erase the memory, it just makes it less vivid. So that way it's not triggering you anymore, like whatever the response is that you may have to a situation or something that someone says. Everybody's brain works different, and I'm probably not explaining it the best. I'm just telling you how it visually happened for me. I know she said another one of her clients, her traumatic memories would show up as like a big movie theater screen, and as they went through the process, that memory slowly become like a black and white 13-inch TV where it was just kind of like, oh, okay, it's not even a big deal anymore. So, you know, hopefully that helps explain my experience with it. It definitely was worth it. It is hard work. Like I would spend those 4 hours with her, and then I would come home and take a nap. Like your brain is still working the stuff out over the next few days or weeks, and you start to come to these realizations where you're like, oh, that did happen, and whatever else. So for me, it was worth it. There's other therapies out there, somatic therapy, you know, obviously talk therapy, which I'm still in and I was doing at the same time. But you definitely have to be ready for it. But if you feel like you're stuck, it really helped me get unstuck. It's like, okay, I was able to write down all the things that I've been through that were really like, I mean, just felt like handcuffs to me almost. I was able to identify those things in my talk therapy, but then it was like, okay, well now what do I do with it? It was like, okay, I put all the trash in a bag, but now what do I do with the trash? So for me, I always tell people EMDR was almost like the trash truck. Like, okay, well now let's move it out of your system. And so, yeah, that was my long-winded way of explaining how it felt for me. Like if you really have any more specific questions, I don't mind answering them. Yeah, there you go. So hopefully that helped a little bit. But I'm here, ask away. I'm an open book. Like I said, it worked amazing for me, but I'm still in the process of still doing the work. Like the work never stops. We're still growing, we're still evolving. You know, sometimes those little traumatic voices are still back there, but I now know how to turn them down. So there you go.